Hey everyone, and welcome back to Oddly Specific. Today, we read diving deep into the history, books and across the map to uncover the absolute weirdest facts about the United States. You think you know America? Well, get ready for a history lesson you definitely didn't get in school. Let's start our journey in Boston, back in 1919. Picture this. It's a warm January day. And suddenly, a massive wave, over 2 stories high, comes crashing through the streets. But this isn't water. It's molasses. Yes, you heard me right. A giant storage tank holding over 2 million gallons of sticky, sweet molasses burst open, creating the Great Molasses Flood. The wave moved at an estimated 35 miles per hour, powerful enough to knock buildings off their foundations and engulf everything in its path. It was a bizarre and tragic event that left the city smelling like a pancake house for decades. Cleanup was a nightmare, and the story became a strange, sticky footnote in American history. Next, let's head west for a story that proves even the smallest things can lead to international incidents. Putta! Welcome to the Pig War of 1859. This wasn't a war fought by pigs, but it was started because of one. On the San Juan Islands, located between the U.S. mainland and Vancouver Island, both American settlers and British employees of the Hudson S. Bay Company lived in a state of tense ownership. One day, an American farmer named Lyman Cutler found a British-owned pig eating his potatoes. Good! So, he did what any reasonable person would do. ... He shot it. The British authorities threatened to arrest him. The Americans called for military protection. And before you knew it, both nations had sent warships and soldiers to this tiny island. For months, the two superpowers stood on the brink of war, all because of a pig and some potatoes. Thankfully, cooler heads prevailed, and the whole standoff ended without a single shot fired between soldiers. The only casualty was the poor pig. Now, let us talk about a town that takes the concept of a small town to a whole new level. Welcome to Manawi, Nebraska. What's so special about it? Well, its population is ... 1. That's right, just one person. Her name is Elsie Eiler, and she's the mayor, the librarian, the treasurer, and the owner of the town's only business, the Manawi Tavern. After her husband passed away in 2004, she became the sole resident. She dutifully pays taxes to herself, grants her own liquor license, and serves as the town's biggest and only tourist attraction. People from all over the world travel to Manawi to have a drink, chat with Elsie, and sign her guest book. It's a fascinating and slightly lonely slice of American life. Imagine being the mayor and the entire population all at once. From a town of 1, let's travel down to Gainesville, Georgia, the poultry capital of the world. They love their chicken here. They love it so much, in fact, that they passed a city ordinance in 1961 making it illegal to eat fried chicken with a fork. You have to use your hands. Now, this was largely a publicity stunt to promote the city's poultry industry. And it's not like the chicken police are going to arrest you for using cutlery. In fact, a 91-year-old woman was arrested as a joke for using a fork back in 2009. Still, it remains on the books as one of the weirdest food-related laws in the country. So if you're ever in Gainesville, remember to ditch the fork and get your hands dirty. It's the law! Well, kind of. All right, let's get even weirder. Did you know the U.S. government has giant caves filled with cheese? It sounds like something out of a cartoon, but it's completely true. Back in the 1970s, the government decided to subsidize the dairy industry by buying up surplus milk. This led to a massive overproduction of cheese, which they stored in vast underground caves in Missouri. At its peak, the government was sitting on over 1 billion pounds of government cheese. They eventually started giving it away through food assistance programs. And for a generation of Americans, those blocks of processed cheese became an unforgettable part of their childhood. The program has since been scaled back. But the legend of the cheese caves lives on as a strange example of government policy gone wild. Finally, we couldn't talk about weird American history without mentioning the one and only Emperor of the United States. In the 1850s, a San Francisco businessman named Joshua Norton lost his fortune in a bad rice deal. Instead of falling into despair, he did something extraordinary. In 1859, he declared himself Norton I, Emperor of the United States and Protector of Mexico. Now, you'd think people would just ignore him, but the citizens of San Francisco embraced it. They treated him like royalty. Restaurants gave him free meals. Which he paid for with his own self-printed currency. Theaters saved him a balcony seat for every performance. The police would even salute him on the street. He issued royal decrees, like ordering the construction of a bridge connecting San Francisco and Oakland, which, decades later, became the Bay Bridge. When he passed away in 1880, an estimated 30,000 people attended his funeral. He had no real power, but for over 20 years, he was the beloved Emperor of San Francisco, a testament to the city's wonderfully eccentric spirit. From a flood of molasses to a self-proclaimed emperor, America is packed with stories that are stranger than fiction. It just goes to show you that if you look hard enough, you'll find the bizarre, the hilarious, and the downright unbelievable hiding in every corner of the country. And isn't it great that we can dig up these stories that are also oddly specific? Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this trip down the weirdest memory lane, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Oddly Specific for more deep dives into the unexpected. See you next time.